Hello, and thank you for joining us. I am Judith Richards. I'm the creator of the Richards Trauma Process, or TRTP, and today I am speaking with the extraordinary Sally Wilson. Sally, tell us a little about you.
Thank you, Judith. Well, my background is in opera. I had a 20-year international operatic career. I taught at universities after that. And now I am a trauma buster and performance empowerer for high achievers in the sports, arts and business worlds. Great to be with you, Jude.
And with you, Sally, always a delight. And today, Sally,
we are going to be talking about fun. How often do we talk about fun? Why is it so important, Jude?
Oh, it's very important. I know some people will be going, oh, fun. Oh, I remember that. Especially people who are driven, type A personalities, etc. We tend to be rather serious. Sal, you know lots about performers and high achievers, having spent your life in that arena. And I know, speaking with you, it was rather a serious business.
It was a very serious business. I took myself so seriously. I was a perfectionist, and I considered myself a high achiever. I mean, that's just how I'd identified with myself and how other people had identified me.
From when you were very young, you were?
Yeah, I was very serious. I remember a teacher at school, in primary school, kind of encouraging me to just have more fun. She was wonderful. But what I realized later on, when I was in Vienna at the time, and I was having a lesson and I was being so hard on myself and I wasn't letting it be fun because I just never thought of that. And the teacher actually said to me, "You're really hard to teach. You're being so hard on yourself." And that was a shock for me because I thought I was the perfect student. I'm trying so hard. I'm working so hard. And that's where I realized that perfectionism, where I'd kind of taken pride in it, wasn't serving me at all.
Oh, it is a hard taskmaster, perfectionism. And so many suffer from it, that unless I can do it perfectly, I'm defeated before I begin. And I'm nearly perfect and I'll just have to work my guts out to get there. And I have to put more time in, more effort in. I'm not doing enough. I'm not enough. I'm not enough.
Yep.
And throw in some imposter syndrome.
Well, I had plenty of that too. That was interesting. Yeah.
And they often go together. And we have to prove ourselves in order to be acceptable and in order for people to not find out that we're not actually what we're portraying.
And really, we're trying to prove ourselves to ourselves, even more than other people.
Tell me more about that, Sal.
Well, I would always choose really difficult repertoire. I would choose things that were just a little bit maybe beyond my technique, or that, were just a little bit, they were just hard enough that they weren't fun. That kind of thing. And I didn't need to. There was plenty of repertoire. Just for example, this is, just an example, the choice of repertoire that I could have done, that I could have performed, that I could have used in auditions. That was absolutely within my capabilities and that was really fun and I could relax and do it. But did I choose that repertoire? No. I chose the stuff that was really, really hard. And the interesting thing about, when you let go of the perfectionism, the imposter syndrome, and I needed help for that, but, when you let go of these things and you start having fun.
Oh, what happens then, Sal?
Well, things just fall into place. Do you want to talk more about that, Judith? Because you know plenty about that too.
Well, it's a funny thing, isn't it? Because we're brought up often in a culture, or we create the culture around us where we're very responsible and we get shit done. And we have lists. And if we get everything done on our list, well, then there can be a reward of something lighter. I won't necessarily go to fun, but something lighter. And that list is a continuum. And if we turn that arse about and put fun first, I used to have on the top of the whiteboard in the office, how can we do whatever it is we're doing with more fun?
Yeah.
How can we approach each problem with more fun? If we go from fun being important, something extraordinary happens. And where I started really focusing on fun, thinking about it, was my nephew had recently committed suicide. And the Dalai Lama, I was cooking dinner and the TV came on, the Dalai Lama came on, he was being interviewed, he was in Australia. And the interviewer asked him what we should do about our high suicide rate, particularly men in Australia. I raced into the television, ready to hear these wise words from this extraordinary, wise, compassionate man. And he just chuckled, as he does, and said, more fun. That was it.
Yeah.
That was it. And I thought, what the? And for about 6 months, I was obsessed with this idea. And I looked across my life and I looked at the people who had the most successful relationships, long-term relationships. They weren't necessarily the best communicators. I thought, well, that's a furphy, isn't it? That's for overseas viewers, a furphy is how would you describe a furphy? It's a rumour.
Yeah.
It's
verging on a lie, but it's not that harsh.
It's a fib. It's not that harsh, but it's not the best communicators. I knew some couples who were fabulous communicators and so intense. They went through so many relationships, intent on decent communication. It was the people who had fun together.
Yeah. And
I looked at the best parents. And it was the parents who had fabulous relationships with their kids through childhood, adolescence, adulthood, grandparentry. They had fun. Yeah. And then I looked at the best educators that I had experienced. You had fun in their classes, whether online, whether virtual or face-to-face, because it was fun. So you had dopamine hits. You had all these fabulous feel-good chemicals in the brain, which allows good, deep learning.
Yes.
And I thought, I think the Dalai Lama's onto something. And the other thing is that when we're having fun, Sal, I'm having a lot of fun at the moment, just going to the shops and talking to people in shops and just being a bit silly. And people are just drawn to you when you're having fun. Your energy is generous when you're having fun. You have more to give. You're not in the intense empty bucket syndrome. When I say empty bucket, we give and we give and we give, and then that bucket is, hello, it's empty.
Yeah.
But with fun, it's a circular system, and we are more productive. And we have the chemicals going in our brains and the endorphins.
Yep.
And we are more creative, and we get more done even though we're having fun, and we get into flow. In my world, and I tend to be pretty. I see it as there are two ways. There's make it happen, and what happens then? It's a law of physics. For every force, there's an equal and opposite force. You try and make something happen, there will be roadblocks.
Yeah.
You are creating it. You're drawing it to you. Or there's flow. There's create it from a different space. Yeah. And fun is a fabulous space to create it from.
Oh, absolutely. And high achievers, high performers out there, you will perform better. You will perform better physically, cognitively, creatively, in every sense. You will perform better. So it's letting go of those beliefs we have around, I've got to work really, really, really hard. Well, yeah, we do. We need to hone our craft. We need to practice. We need to train. We need to do all of these things.
We need to take action.
We need to take action. But allowing that action to be fun is just opening all sorts of doors that you might not even know there in terms of your potential. So
the brain works better in a relaxed state.
Yep. And that's our time on fun this morning, Judith.
Well, it's been fun. Thanks,
It has
Sal.
been fun. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Judith. We'll see
Thank
you
you.
next time.
Bye.
Bye.